Hey guys. I'm gonna wait till this kicks on so I can make sure that we are live in Team Taylor. Hopefully you guys are having a really good Saturday. I'm gonna make sure that this is live on Team Taylor and not somewhere else real quick. Drop me a comment below if you guys are catching this live, and then if you guys are catching the replay, drop a comment and say tardy for the replay. You guys, I'm really excited. So this training was actually supposed to happen last week, but for those of you guys that don't know, we're in the middle of a major renovation project within our house, and it was so loud in here, and the workers were staying until 7 or 8 o'clock at night on those nights. So it got to be really hard. For some reason, we thought they were coming today, but nobody has shown up yet. So I was actually able to hop on here when I realized they probably aren't coming today and actually host this training. So as you guys know, Vitalbiome is actually our product of the month this month for Plexus, which means when you add it to your subscription, you get extra perks just for adding it. And the perks are those that amazing program we have where you can get free products with Plexus. You can earn credits towards free products, like a rewards loyalty program kind of thing. So super cool. But I wanted to get on here because we haven't talked a whole lot on our team about Vitalbiome and the role that it plays in our immune health, the role that it plays in our mental health, and even digestion and all kinds of stuff. So I actually put together a really great training in a PowerPoint presentation to kind of give you guys a broader understanding of how powerful this probiotic is. It's the second probiotic in our system. Obviously, we have Probio 5, which is has antifungals in it and all that kind of stuff. That amazing product is the best place to start with Plexus, with the triplex, because it helps to clear your gut of all the candida, kill it off, all that. But what I'd love to do is about 2 months into your a stint with Plexus, your time with Plexus, your journey. I love adding in the Vitalbiome because it helps to seed your gut and colonize your gut, and has a lot of different benefits outside of what Probio 5 has. Probio 5 absolutely helps with that, but it's the starting point, and then Vitalbiome, adding both of them in together, so not replacing but adding in, is going to be the best thing that you can do for your mental health and your immune system. So let me go ahead and share my screen and get this up and get going on it. So first of all, a lot of people don't understand necessarily the connection between your brain and your gut, and the amazing way that those two things work. The really interesting thing when you do a deep dive into your research on the gut-brain connection, the gut-brain axis is what a lot of people call it, is that your gut is actually able to operate independently of your brain, which is not the case for anything else in your body. It's the only thing in your body that actually doesn't depend on your brain signals for the functions that it does. In fact, it's the other way around. And so your gut sends signals to your brain, which is super interesting. And in that gut superhighway, about 90% of the information is flowing from your gut to your brain and not the other way around, which is very unique within your body. But your gut bacteria plays a role in your stress, your mood, your anxiety, depression. It sends your brain hunger signals, sends your brain, you need to eat this, you need to eat that type of thing. It's super cool. But I wanted to start a little bit with just some really interesting facts about your gut that you may not know, right? So like I said on the previous slide, your gut actually doesn't need your brain's input, which is very unique within your body. There are more than 100 million brain cells in your gut. So it really is, like, you always hear hear people talking about how your gut is your second brain, or I have a gut feeling, or, you know, those types of things. There is some truth to that. With all of those brain cells that are located in your gut, it really does work just hand in hand with your brain to kind of control the functions in your body. Your gut has its own nervous system as well. It's called the enteric nervous system, and it is the controlling mechanism for, you know, your bowel movements, your elimination, your digestion, even your cravings. So when you say, oh my gosh, I'm craving something sugary, unfortunately, that's a huge sign that your gut is in dysbiosis and the bad bacteria has taken over and is giving you that sugar craving. So like I said, on the previous slide, there is an information superhighway within your gut as well. And it's all kind of, the superhighway would be the vagus nerve. And then, like I said before, there's 90% of its fibers are carrying information up to your brain as opposed to down from your brain into your gut. So really, really cool. And then your brain actually interprets those signals as emotions. And so when we go through these huge rounds of antibiotics, steroids, when we get sick, that kind of thing, and it depletes, or we do anything really in life, and it depletes our good gut bacteria, that's when we start to have those mental issues. We can have anxiety, depression, you know, anything along those lines that becomes a mental health concern is actually stemming from dysbiosis in your gut. And then 95% of your serotonin actually resides in your gut. So the serotonin, for those of you guys that don't know, is kind of your feel-good hormone. So it impacts your mood. It can make you, if you have too much of it, can send you the other way and, you know, make you very angry. Too little, you know, depression, sadness, that kind of thing. So it's really important to have that good balance, which means proper diet, probiotics, nutrition, all of that plays a role. Your environment, what you put on your skin, your level of stress, your sleep, all of those things that we talk about with good gut health are going to end up impacting your mood and your happiness. So your mood actually is a health marker. You know, if you are having really difficult time controlling mood, controlling hormones, controlling those types of things, and you're feeling depressed and sad or anxious all the time, a lot of that probably has to do with an underlying health issue within your body. So there's a huge link also, which I did not know this, and I sent this information over to my mom immediately. There's a huge link between gut health and bone density as well. And what you guys are going to see in this is that a lot of the strains of Vitalbiome actually mention bone density help within their some of the clinical studies that have been performed on them. So I thought that was really, really interesting. And then there's also a huge link, we've heard this over and over again, between autism and low amounts of strains of gut bacteria. So the less variety of the strains of gut bacteria in their gut, they've been able to link that to autism as well. And your gut directs your immune system. We all know that. We talk about that so much, especially during COVID. So your gut and making sure that you are feeding it with the good stuff, not harming it with extra bad things, that type of thing. All of those things are going to impact your immunity, especially during cold and flu season, which is coming up. And this is going to be your absolute best friend, these probiotics, and eating a nutritious diet and eating a clean diet and making sure you're not impacting your gut in a negative way is going to be a huge, huge help in getting rid of the pathogens that are you're coming into contact on a daily basis, because we all come into contact with just thousands of pathogens on a daily basis. We don't even realize it, but our body is trained to be able to ward them off. So the more robust your gut is and the more healthy and balanced it is, the more your body is going to be able to fend those off. And we're going to get into that as well. Also, I thought this was very interesting. Your gut is actually where, for the most part, not definitively, it can be, you can become addicted to certain foods. You can become addicted to certain medications, opioids, alcohol, All of those things are actually, that addiction and that craving for it is being centered within your gut. Because think about it, serotonin is located there. The bad bacteria gets, it feeds on bad things, and it gets overblown when it's given these bad things because it harms the good bacteria in there, which then causes your body to start craving it over and over again. So I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about Vitalbiome in specific, because that's what this is about, right? So we're going to talk about the 8 different strains, but in each Vitalbiome capsule, there are 7 billion CFU, and that is guaranteed to the expiration date, okay? 8 clinically studied different strains are within that capsule, and it is a delayed release capsule. So that means you take it in the morning and it's delayed throughout the entire day. So definitely want to talk about the different strains in, and I'm going to not even try and pronounce every single one of these because they have very, very scientific names. But this one, the first one that we are going to talk about, it has 16 different benefits, but it is highly, highly, highly effective in improving anxiety and depression. It can help with blood pressure, sleep. It shortens the length of your respiratory illnesses, in which you'll see, this is why we can make claims on immunity with Vitalbiome over and over and over again. It mentions respiratory illnesses and shortening duration, fighting it off, that type of thing. This one shortens the length of upper respiratory illnesses, increases calcium levels within your body, aids in learning and memory. It also has a huge tie in reduction in breast tumors, arthritis, dermatitis, fungal growth, infection, certain types of cancers outside of the breast cancer, and also reducing inflammation within your body. The second strain, Bacillus coagulans, I can actually pronounce that. This one has immune system ties. It prevents respiratory infection, cancer prevention. It's more of a preventative one, prevents diarrhea, IBS, reverses digestive issues, and is an agent that improves vaccination. So what I mean by that is when you go in and you receive a vaccination, it actually aids that vaccination in actually working. So I wanted to clarify that a little bit. The third strain, this improves leaky gut. So I was going to take a pause right here and explain to you guys a little bit about what leaky gut is. We've talked about this a lot on our page, but basically when you have bad bacteria in your gut, specifically Candida is one of the main culprits in this reaction. What it does is it breaks down the outer cell lining of your gut, of your intestinal tract, and it creates little holes in it, little perforated holes, because it's eating away at that lining. When that happens, the little particles of food and whatever is in your gut can go out into your system, get into your bloodstream, dumps pathogens into your bloodstream, and creates allergies and such from the foods that you're eating. So this is a very, very big deal, and you want to patch up those holes within your leaky gut. So this aids in healing your leaky gut. The leaky gut is what ends up causing all of those autoimmune diseases and everything that you see on that big Candida list that we constantly post about, right? So this one helps improve that leaky gut, which is huge, helps with digestion, replenishes your oral microbiome. And this is a huge deal, you guys, because your oral microbiome actually has a huge impact in your overall health. There's a very, very large connection between your immune system and what is happening in your mouth, and your inflammation and what is happening in your mouth, all of that. Every dentist will tell you that it's very, very important to take care of your oral microbiome. So this helps with that. Reduces fat mass, so it aids in obviously losing weight. It helps reduce inflammation, nitric oxide and antioxidant measurements, aids in blood sugar balance and insulin sensitivity. So it's huge for diabetics as well. Reduces inflammation and boosts immunity. It also aids in reducing injury to your heart post heart attack. And I thought that was really interesting as well. This next one, I think this is our 4th strain, aids in reducing constipation, supports regulation, particularly those that are dealing with IBS and ulcerative colitis. So this is one that really is more digestive focused, right? So some of these have been more immune focused, mood focused. This one is very definitely digestive focused. It also helps to prevent, so it's a preventative for airway infections and respiratory issues. Prevents diarrhea occurrences, boosts immunity, lowers risk of infection, and then of course it aids in digestion and is also very closely related. There was a lot of research done on this specific strain for celiacs and helping them reduce the response that happens when they accidentally get contaminated with wheat and gluten products. So it supports your liver as well. And I don't know if you guys realize this, but probiotics, your liver is one of the only organs in your body that can self-repair, right? But the probiotics and omegas have shown to have a huge impact in helping those with cirrhosis or liver damage be able to actually repair their liver at a faster pace. So that's what that is about there. But it helps with mental disorders, schizophrenia, anxiety, depression, impacts bone density, which was what I was talking about earlier, and then also helps boost lung health as well. This one is a beneficial yeast. So I know a lot of people will turn that little bottle over and be like, what? We're trying to get rid of the yeast in the gut, you know, because Candida is a harmful yeast. Well, just like anything, you guys, there's really good strains of yeast and bad strains of yeast. And this is a essential good strain of yeast. You need this in your digestive system. It helps to digest your food. So this, we're replenishing the good stuff while getting rid of the bad stuff, right? So this one's beneficial. So if you guys ever hear that question on both the Vitalbiome as well as the ProBio 5, they both have this in there. This one is very beneficial and we need it. So it also is effective for treatment of canker sores. I don't know if you guys know my story, but this is one of the biggest things that has changed my life. I used to get chronic canker sores. At one point, I had over 100 in my mouth. I couldn't swallow, couldn't talk. It is just how my body manifests with Candida when I have a Candida overgrowth. So anytime that it would be that my time of month or anytime that I would have to go through a round of antibiotics, because sometimes that's necessary, I would have a major outbreak of canker sores. Times of stress, times of, you know, maybe poor eating around the holidays, that type of thing, canker sores. Since I have been on Plexus, I believe I have had 2 instances of canker sores. So seriously been life-changing, and that's been over 6.5 years. And that was not the story before, right? Yeast infections, also same thing. I had chronic yeast infections. Sorry guys, listening to this, but 2 to 3 a month, every single month, always. Like always since I was about 17. So very difficult. I reached the max on diflucan that my doctor could prescribe me, which is really sad. And since Plexus, I have had 1 yeast infection. So huge deal. Both of these products have really helped that. And if you are somebody that chronically suffers with that, probably when you go through die-off, you'll get a yeast infection because that's part of how die-off works. But then after that, these 2 are going to be your best friend, ProBio 5, Vitalbiome, and of course, BioCleanse to safely remove all the yuck out of there. So this next one is another immune booster. It also helps to enhance vaccine effectiveness. It reduces risk of infection. It reduces length of illness, reduces effects and symptoms of allergies, seasonal allergies, and it also reduces bloating, diarrhea, and post-colonoscopy pain. I was actually talking with Ashley and Amanda about, you know, this colonoscopy thing, because it was while I was researching this, and they both said that they feel like they had a really easy time with their colonoscopies, and they attribute it to being on Plexus. So I thought that was kind of a fun little interesting tidbit that was timely when I was doing this research. But also aids in atopic dermatitis. You guys, that affects kids so much. The eczema, this helps so much in the reduction of eczema and all of that. So if you have a child that is dealing with this, an adult dealing with this, get them on our children's probiotic. Vitalbiome is safe for children as well. start very, very low, get doctor approval. But this is huge for those with that chronic issue. Sorry. The next one, it actually helps, again, with eczema, anxiety, depression, diabetes, and we keep hearing that. It's really neat that how much your gut actually is controlling your hormone production as well. And insulin is a hormone within your body, and so those with diabetes, as you get your gut health back in check, the connection there is uncanny, and your insulin sensitivity is going to be restored. So high blood pressure, it helps with that. High cholesterol helps with that as well. We keep hearing about IBS, we keep hearing about Crohn's and ulcerative colitis. This is a fabulous product for anybody that is dealing with that as well. And then I believe this is the last strain. It produces an antimicrobial compounds, survives the journey through the gastrointestinal tract. It may decrease the risk of colon cancer, which is really cool. And one of the things that was most prominent when researching this particular strain was the aid in those that have lactose intolerance. It actually helps aid in digesting lactose for them. So then they have a decreased incidence of diarrhea. It also decreases yeast infections, UTIs, reduces any kind of pain in your gut. And studies actually, I thought this was super cool. Studies actually compared this strain in effectiveness for pain management within your gut and your digestive tract to morphine for gut pain. So really, really neat and powerful strain within that. So I'm going to close it all out by talking a little bit about what the difference is between Probio5 and Vitalbiome. So these two are actually taken together. You can, not at the same time, take Probio5 at night, Vitalbiome in the morning, just one pill. But you guys, the Vitalbiome is a colonizing probiotic. So the first couple months, I don't have people necessarily start on it. I want people starting on the triplex, the Probio5, the BioCleanse, and the Slim. Weed your gut of all the candida and kind of ease yourself into that die-off space, that balance space. And then once you feel like you have a good handle on that, adding in the Vitalbiome. So many people say that this is just like it just makes them feel so calm and able to control their emotions better, and so much instance of just decreased symptoms with IBS, Crohn's, ulcerative colitis, all of those types of things. Huge impact on immunity as well. But it's because of that seeding in your gut. It colonizes, sets up shop, builds a whole community within your gut of the good guys. And then if you take it on a habitual basis, you're able to have a lot of preventative measures with your health, not just reactive. And we talk about that all the time, that we want to be preventative with our wellness and not only take medication once we become sick. We want to prevent the illness from happening in the first place. And that is one of the biggest things that Vitalbiome can do, is impact your immunity, restore your gut, heal the leaky gut, so you can actually absorb the nutrients that you're taking in. So if you're taking X Factor multivitamin, doing all of those types of things, your body is able to actually absorb what it needs to absorb, because your gut lining, which is where it absorbs the nutrients, is actually healthy and is not full of junk, and there's not candida preventing the absorption of all of those nutrients. And so you're gonna up your immune system. I highly recommend adding in our X Factor along with it to help that healing process along, get the nutrients your body needs to really amp up your immunity as well. So that's all I have for right now, you guys. Hopefully that was helpful, and hopefully it opened your eyes a little bit to what Vitalbiome is all about. I highly recommend you guys adding that to your subscription this month, because you get the extra perks. But then also with everything that's happening in our world right now, the immune boost that the Vitalbiome, along with the triplex system and our X Factor, you can't beat it. So anyway, that's all I got for today. Hope you guys are having a good Saturday. Sorry this is so delayed, but hopefully our renovation will be done soon and we can get back to normal. All right, bye guys.